You are getting 100% Jodi on women taking the lead. You, like many of my clients, may have a tendency to beat yourself up over past failures. Some of these mistakes or failures may have even occurred decades ago. A sudden flash of memory has your body cringing, even though there's nothing in your immediate environment that you have to protect yourself against. Hello, my name is Jodi Flynn and welcome to Women Taking the Lead, where we are all about creating blasts of inspiration to help you overcome self-doubt so you can lead with confidence, integrity, and a sense of humor. Head over to womentakingthelead.com to join the community and get the resources to support you on your leadership journey. Now, your future awaits, so let's get started. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I want to give a quick update on my mom, as I shared in the last 100% Jodi episode that came out 2 weeks ago, that my mom had been diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. She had her surgery last week to remove the lump from her breast, along with some lymph nodes to test for and rule out stage 2 cancer. The surgery went very well and her recovery is going even better. Thank you to all of you who sent your thoughts, love, prayers, and notes of encouragement to me and my entire family. We are fully aware. We are supported and surrounded by love, and I am so grateful to you for being a part of that. That said, we're on to the topic for today. I've been administering the energy leadership self-assessment tool I use with my clients more often lately, and because I tend to work with perfectionists and air quotes, recovering perfectionists quite a bit, there's something that has been coming up quite often: the fear of failure. Perfectionists hate failure and will employ nearly any strategy to avoid it. The strategy can range from not trying at all to running yourself into the ground to ensure success. But if you avoid trying at all, you also keep yourself from some of the sweetest moments life has to offer. According to Robert F. Kennedy, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. And on the flip side of things, if you are sacrificing your health and well-being to avoid failure, you won't be in a state in which you can appreciate your success once you've achieved it. I know this feeling myself, and many of my clients know it too. The empty feeling you have when you've achieved something big and you don't feel anything. You are so tired, you are so done, that you don't want congratulations, awards, or a pat on the back. You just want to crash because your body is shutting down. I'm going to throw you for a loop because I'm going to declare that there is nothing wrong with failure. In fact, it's a good thing. Here we go. Many of us are taught from a young age that failure is bad, and perhaps it's this early conditioning that causes us to make an enemy of failure once we grow up. Some people cringe even thinking about it. Others try hard to avoid it, and virtually all of us question ourselves when we do something that's perceived as a failure. On top of that, failure is often more public than success, or so we perceive it to be. After all, the failures of public figures, large and small, make dramatic media headlines. And as we all know, drama sells, so their failures get more play than their successes. Yet, whether we like it or not, failure is a part of the journey to achieving our goals. You, like many of my clients, may have a tendency to beat yourself up over past failures. Some of these mistakes or failures may have even occurred decades ago. A sudden flash of memory has your body cringing, even though there's nothing in your immediate environment that you have to protect yourself against. That's how powerful those memories can be. And to make sure you never make that mistake again, you castigate yourself for the 100th time? For having been so naive, stupid, blind, arrogant, you name it, and you usually give it a name. You think by mentally beating yourself up, you're helping to make sure you never make that same mistake again. But the truth is, you won't make that same mistake again. And all you're doing is hurting your self-image and undermining your confidence. And there's a better way. If you're willing to change how you perceive failure, you might just change your life. Renegotiate your concept of failure by considering 4 of its benefits. So 1, failure is a catalyst for change. Think of failure as the result of an experiment. You tried something out and it didn't go as expected. This is your chance to assess what happened, face the facts, and creatively plan how you move ahead. After all, it took Edison around 10,000 attempts to invent the light bulb. If you give up too soon, you won't be able to leverage the failure to your advantage. I've been struggling to achieve my monthly profitability goal, and that struggle has been energizing for my business. I've made a lot of changes due to the wake-up call of these failures, and there are some exciting things starting to happen as a result of those changes. More to come on that in the month-end episode. 2, failure equals freedom. You bet it does. Failure does one thing well. It shows us that we're not invincible. Be willing to own your failure. Doing so will help you release the belief that you must be perfect. And that's a pretty freeing feeling. If you can change your expectations that it has to be dead on the first try, you will give yourself the space to play and be creative and test what's possible. This is part of the reason children learn so fast. It's not just because their brains have plasticity. Adult brains have plasticity too. However, young children aren't afraid to mess up. They do it all the time. And so they are more open to trying something, taking risks, and hitting that button. It's the reason why they figure out how to use your smartphone faster than you do. You're afraid you'll blow it up. They're not. And just for a moment, I want to step off topic to highlight one of my favorite sponsors that I've had for Women Taking the Lead. TextExpander allows you to create snippets for things you type or copy and paste all the time. You can create snippets for short things you use constantly, like email addresses, website addresses, today's date, or make snippets for long things you use regularly, like directions, reference requests, proposals, and answers to common questions. Summon these snippets on any app on Mac, Windows, iPhone, and iPad using an abbreviation or search for them using a hotkey while you're typing. You can also personalize your responses using fill-in fields like Dear Name. You will power up your whole team by sharing snippets. And for 20% off your first year, visit textexpander.com/podcast and be sure to select Women Taking the Lead in the dropdown as the podcast you heard about TextExpander. Again, for 20% off your first year, visit textexpander.com/podcast. Okay, back on topic. The third benefit of failure is you learn who your friends are. Failure brings clarity on many levels, and as anyone who's failed before knows, you'll quickly discover who your friends really are. True friends will stick by you when the going gets rough. If you have a ride or die friend, that friend who will stick by you whether you're on top of the world or hitting rock bottom, then you are truly blessed. Your failure can be a great way to thin the herd, so you are focusing your precious time and energy on those who are truly there because they love and believe in you. Now, there are always going to be people in our lives that we generously give to, whether they have the capacity to give back or not, but at least you'll know who is who, and you won't rely on someone in a time of need who will suddenly have no time for you. And the fourth benefit of failure, you can bounce back better than ever. Failure is possibly your number one opportunity to build resilience like never before. This key trait of successful people is all about recovering quickly from what shuts you down and what sets you off. One of the strategies I use to recover quickly from failure is to have a sense of humor. Although I take my work seriously and I have some big goals to change the world, I don't take myself too seriously. Or at least I strive not to take myself too seriously. It's a practice. Look for the ridiculous and the absurd in a situation and have a good laugh. If this is hard for you, make a point to watch some comedies with friends. It has been proven that we find things to be funnier and laugh more when it's a shared experience. One of my favorite movies of all time, and I will watch it any time of the year, is Elf with Will Ferrell and Zooey Deschanel. The lines, "son of a nutcracker," or "he's an angry elf," and "does somebody need a hug?" get me every time, and I quote them often in my day-to-day life. And I'll leave you with this quote by Henry Ward Beecher. A person without a sense of humor is like a wagon without springs. It's jolted by every pebble on the road, right? So build that resilience by building your sense of humor. Now, I'll be back in a couple of weeks for the month-end update on goals episode. But until then, I hope this was of value to you, and here's to your success. Thank you all for joining me on Women Taking the Lead. And to strengthen you on your own leadership journey, I'd like to send you off with a quote from Marianne Williamson, so here goes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Again, thank you for joining me, and here's to your success.